Week 2 of the NFL season turned out to be an absolute stinker. Some of the biggest names in the league went down with injuries, very severe injuries at that. A lot of them out for this season, a lot out for a few weeks, but I can't recall in recent times where we've seen a week like this where so many players, star players at that, all went down with injuries on the same exact day. And to prove a point at how crazy this is, and to also prove the point at how many great players got injured this past week, we're going to use Madden 21, Mr. Bubbles, and scientific research to show how many good players were injured thus far in the NFL season for an extended period of time, show how good they are by putting them all on the same team and simulating an NFL season according to Madden 21 franchise mode and seeing how good that team actually is. If you put every single player injured right now in the league, how well would they do in an NFL season? Like, it's absolutely insane, my dudes. I've never seen so many players go down, like so many team seasons, like pretty much already over. Giants lost Saquon, 49ers lost their entire defense. It's really sad too. Like, imagine trying so hard throughout like the offseason to come back, to get ready for this season, especially through this pandemic, which made life so much harder. I'm sure all these players are ready to get like things off their mind and actually just do their job, play the season. And you go out in week 2 to a freakish injury. So my heart goes out to all these guys, but I just want to prove a point of how crazy it is. As you see here, this team comes in at an 83 rated. 83 offense, 84 defense, and if you're not familiar with Madden, 83s probably would be like a top 5 talented team in the entirety of the league, and it's absolutely insane, my dudes, how many good players got injured. Now, I do want to say we might have missed a few players that did get injured. We might have a few players on this roster that will actually be coming back next week or in the next couple of weeks, but I tried my best to compile a roster of mainly players that were injured last week that are going to be out for an extended period of time, more than a week or two. Some of these players out for the entirety of the season. I've just never seen such a week like this. Like, it sucks, but like, prayers up to these guys for real. But hopefully, guys, though, do enjoy today's Madden 21 experiment. And if you do, make sure to smash a huge thumbs up. If you have any more crazy experiments like this, let me know in the comment section below. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell if you haven't, because we're trying to hit 1 million subscribers by the end of the year. And also, some crazy giveaways coming soon for subscribers, so make sure to subscribe if you want to be part of that. Might just be giving away some consoles, some new generation consoles, Xbox Series X and PS5, so make sure you're subscribed and have the notification bell on to be a part of that. But with that said, on to the injured team, as we're going to go over the depth chart really quick, sim this season. We are using the 49ers because a lot of the players that did get injured this past week were on the Niners, and not to mention they lost George Kittle already. But I've seen Kittle might actually play this week, so with how good this team already was, I didn't put Kittle on it, because pretty much the rest of the team, aside from Kittle, is pretty much guaranteed to miss at least 1, 2, 3 more weeks. But Jimmy G at quarterback, Drew Lock as the backup, he'll probably be out for 4 or 5 weeks. Tyrod Taylor, he's going to maybe be out another week or two. Justin Herbert played great, though, in, replacement of Tyrod Taylor. Running back, though, my God, dude, the amount of injuries at the running back position. Christian McCaffrey expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks. Saquon out for the entirety of the season. Raheem Mostert for the 49ers as well is out for an extended period of time. He shouldn't be out for way too long, but out for at least a week or two, maybe more than that. Fullback, we have Courtland Gillespie. At wide receiver, a lot of players too, a lot of really good players. Once again, it varies how long these guys are going to be out for. Like Sammy Watkins, he may or may not be back next week. It hasn't really been confirmed at this point. But as you see, Courtland Sutton, he's out for the year. Sterling Shepard, he might be back soon. We'll have to see. Will Fuller, Sammy Watkins, Jerry Jeudy, Jalen Reagor, and Paris Campbell actually had to be taken off on a stretcher. So crazy at the wide receiver position. Tight end, we had to convert a few over. Like I said, we had George Kittle initially, but I decided to release him because I don't want him to be so good on the team if he's actually going to play this week. But Brashad Perryman, another one of the wide receivers that got injured, we just converted him to tight end. As poor Brashad Perryman, I've never realized how bad his freaking hairline is. Poor human. Dawson Knox was the only tight end that's going to be out for an extended period of time. Now, the offensive line is not as great as the rest of the team. We have Isaac Sumalo at a 69 at left tackle. Left guard, we have Laken Tomlinson at a 75 and Joseph Noteboom behind him at a 65 at center. We have Brandon Linder, a really good player, 87 rated at right guard. Brandon Scherf, also a very good old lineman for the football team at an 87 rated. And at right tackle, we have Connor McGovern at a 73 rated. At left end, we have Frank Clark at an 83 and Jamont Jones at a 69. At right end, Nick Bosa is going to be out for the year. I think he tore his MCL or ACL. He's out for the year, 89 rated, and Kerry Hyder at a 69. At D tackle, Ed Oliver and Solomon Thomas, another 49er who's probably going to be out for the entirety of the season. Could be wrong on that, but another severe injury. Ed Oliver out as well. And the linebacker core is pretty good as well. Takaris McKinley, he's a lineman, but I converted him to outside linebacker to kind of fill the team. He's at 79 rated, and Bruce Irvin at 74. Middle linebacker, we have Anthony Barr here. Once again, I had to convert some players around, but he's out for the entirety of the season. He comes in at 78 rated. I'm not even going to try. On the right side, we have Dre Greenlaw at 76, and Matthew Adams behind him. At cornerback, some very, very good corners went out. I'm not going to lie, I'm not sure the extent of all these injuries, but it's good players nonetheless out for an extended period of time. Darius Slay, Byron Jones, Jonathan Joseph, Tennessee Titan. Hopefully he'll come back this week. It's not like guaranteed he's going to come back or be out, but he's on here. And then we have Quincy Wilson, a Seahawk at a 73. We have Cameron Sutton at a 69. Free safety, we have Malik Hooker, who's going to miss the entirety of the season for the Colts at an 82 rated. Tavon Young, 76, and Rashawn Jenkins at a 70. At strong safety, we have Ricardo Allen at an 81, and Rock Yaston, and also a Colt at 76. And then kicker and punter, there's no kicker or punters. I got injured. Like, it just doesn't really commonly happen. But that's the team. A star-studded team like CMC, Saquon, all going out. Nick Bosa on the same week. That's just insane, my dudes. But with that said, we're going to go ahead and simulate to the playoffs and see if this team can make the playoffs. Don't cheat, but I want you to let me know in the comment section below your prediction for how this team is going to do. I'm going to say, like, it has the talent to be a 10-win team, but Madden's funky. I'm going to say 9-7 with the wild card spot. And they did at 10-6. Speaking of the NFC West in the wild card round, we have to take on the Seattle Seahawks at 10-6 on the year. So a little bit better than what I predicted. We have some upgrades to do here. A lot of players got upgraded. This team is going to be so much better than what they were the rest of the year because they didn't get upgrades. Up to an 85 overall, 85 offense, 85 defense. Who progressed that much? I didn't know this team had that many players that could progress throughout the year. CMC sort of 99. They had Courtland Sutton up to an 88. Will Fuller went up. Sterling Shepard went up. Even Jerry Jeudy went up to a 78. Now on to defense. Nick Bosa, X Factor up to an 89. Cornerbacks are sick. Anthony Barr got up to an 80 overall middle linebacker. Malik Hooker up to an 84. Ricardo Allen up to an 82. So this defense definitely has a shot to freaking lead this team to a Super Bowl like the 49ers actually did last year. So Courtland Sutton got an ability too, but did we actually win the division? No, somehow the Seahawks did it 10-6 on the year. But best record, although a lot of this, okay, now that's just funky. How did the Bengals go 12-3-1? I was going to say a lot of this might be a little skewed because the rest of the 49ers that are healthy had to be released into free agency or traded around, so it might not be completely realistic, but we still got a gist of how the team would do in real life. But the Bengals, best record in the league, at 12-3-1. Let's see, who ended up with the worst record in the league? Like a lot of these teams probably lost players. The Raiders at 2-14. When in real life, they already have 2 wins throughout 2 weeks. The Giants without Saquon, stinky, 3-13. So a lot of injuries, but this team, man, actually has a shot to win a Super Bowl. It's crazy. If you just put all the players that got injured in 2 weeks of the NFL season on a team, they could be Super Bowl contenders. So we have the 8th best offense in the league, and defensively, we're the 13th in the league. MVP award is going to go to Patrick Mahomes, of course. Cam in second. Do we have anybody in the top 10? Unfortunately, we didn't. Now, statistically, who did the good things for us? Jimmy G, I mean, not an okay season. Threw a little bit too many interceptions, 3,800 yards, 22 touchdowns, 14 picks, only a 57% completion percentage. Only was sacked 29 times, so a good job by the O-line, and the O-line wasn't even that good. Running the football, CMC, of course, had an incredible year. 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns. Saquon as a backup had 6 yards per carry and 13 touchdowns. Even Raheem Mostert as the third running back ran for 5 touchdowns. Even our freaking fullback Cullen ran for 4. So we had to be one of the best running attacks in the entirety of the league. Catching the football, Courtland Sutton, 1,000 yards, only 3 touchdowns. Looks like Sterling Shepard led us with 6 touchdowns through the air. Now, defensively, Anthony Barr led us in tackles with 115. Most sacks goes to Frank Clark. So we actually didn't get that many sacks. We thought this front 7 would have got a lot more sacks than that. Ricardo Allen led the team with 4 picks on the year. With that said, my dudes, it is now time to see if this team can actually do the thing and win the Super Bowl. So first week, I mean, like, we're better than what we are the regular season because I guess I didn't have it set to them upgrading throughout the year. But let's see. Are we going to be able to beat the Seattle Seahawks in the wild card round away from home? And we do 27-17. So now the divisional round against the 12-4 Falcons. We have a few upgrades right here. Nick Bosa now up to a 92 overall. Does that bring us to an 86 by chance? It very well might. No, we're still at 85 across the board. So our second straight game away from home. This time in Atlanta. Are we going to be able to grab the dub? And we do again, 35-27. Now time to take on the New Orleans Saints. Our third straight game away from home in the Superdome in New Orleans. A few more upgrades to go, a ton of upgrades. So how can CMC even go up to 100 overall? What does that even mean? But we should, I think, be upgraded to an 86 now. No, but our defense up to an 87 rated. So can we defeat Drew Brees in the New Orleans Saints in the NFC Conference Championship game? And we do. We keep on chugging along. The injured players are balling out in the playoffs. 3 consecutive playoff games away from home to advance us into the Super Bowl against the New England Patriots and Cam Newton. 28-24, we got that win. And once again, more upgrades right here. A ton of them here. And this is just very freaking ironic, isn't it? Returning from injury for the Super Bowl to Karis McKinley. But we still didn't go up in overall. I think they might have fixed the Super Bowl thing. They did. Okay. Fair play, EA Sports. So here, it now just says Super Bowl. They came up with an update today that screwed up a lot of things in the game. But hey, at least a billion-dollar company, after a month of the game being released, finally had the resources to remove the incorrect number of 54 on the Super Bowl. But can the team of injured players finally get it done? If they made it this far, all the way to the Super Bowl and lose, that's going to be one of the most anticlimactic finishes of all time. And with that said, the injured team grabs the dub in Super Bowl 55. It's finally fixed. Let's go, Madden and Mr. Bubbles. Like, guys, once again, just funky dudes. The players that got injured in a 2-week span in the NFL season, if you put them all onto one team, they'd be Super Bowl contenders. I seriously don't know if we've ever seen anything like this. It's goddamn 2020. Worst year of the freaking history of this goddamn earth.